Hi, hello, happy Sabbath and Shabbat Shalom. I don't know if it's terribly evident yet that the summer heat is coming along, and the babies are starting to eat the grass faster than it can grow. Fluffy's leg is recovering. It's clearing up. It's got new hair all over it. Sally seems to be in a depressed mood. She seems to be avoiding everybody else. Not sure what that's all about. I think it was Goldilocks. Overall, fields are getting a little bit barren because of the cut back on rain. These two are just eating like nothing happened because they've just got nothing else to eat. But you like cashews pushing against her own mama there. Chestnut, you did chestnut. You the baby. Poor thing, still scrawny and bony. Yes, I wish I knew how to fatten you back up like you used to be. Yeah. The grapes are coming along. Of course, some of them are disintegrating. They're shriveling up with the heat and the dryness and bugs eating the leaves. Some kind of like stitch weaver worm, what do they call it, destroying the tops of the plants here. I mean, it's just, if you look up close, it's pretty much like mass destruction there, where they're just eating the plant alive. Plant's got a lot of reserve left, but they're tearing it up pretty bad. I don't have a way to really do anything about it. Now, looking back at this field again, other than right down here where it's the coolest and the ground doesn't dry as fast, overall, like they've kind of dug that spot bare, and literally, even despite what everybody says, goats will eat roots. They have been eating roots right there. The fields are looking pretty miserable. I don't have any way to irrigate, especially not with the well system being as screwed up as it is still. If I had at least 2 full-time well pumps running, I could seriously see irrigating no problem. This is a roll of it's supposed to be 20 feet of indoor-outdoor flooring, rubber rug. Then I'm going to try to roll that out. Hopefully you'll see later on that that'll be stuck to the stairs, along with some heat strips for de-icing in the wintertime. That came in the other day. I thought it'd be like 50 pounds or more, but I can pick it up with one finger, so it's pretty lightweight stuff. But it's mostly there for non-slip, and because it's rubber backed, in theory it's supposed to keep moisture off of the wood surfaces. The Russian Lespedeza has finally come out and gone to blooming. Had 2 or 3 blossoms here a couple days ago, so I knew it was pretty close to opening up. And the bees are into it, as they should be. Bees should be. I'll leave them be. Yes. Another round of cucumbers. The other 4, Mom's already eaten them. And we've already got, see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hear bees in there pollinating. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think there's 12 total. It's hard to catch them all. So there's 11 or 12 new, no, there it is, 12 down there, and then 13, 14. Okay, so we're starting to finally get into cucumber bearing. And as the canopy gets up, it starts getting more sunlight, and there'll be cucumbers up on the roof I'll have to chase down. Mom insists on having them little tiny like this, so I'm going to pick her this one for today. That'll be just for today, and then tomorrow I'll pick another one. And then, because I don't see any reason to waste them. She seems to think that it's a waste to have them big, because for whatever reason she didn't like them that way. She'll get that one. And, well, we'll see what happens as far as her eating them before they go bad, but I'm pretty sure I'll end up picking a bunch still. So I dusted everything over here. There were some tobacco caterpillars on my plants, and I just got sick of picking them off, so I just went and dusted everything. My one so far, hopefully, is surviving bell pepper. These things haven't reflowered yet, but I've been watering them, so hopefully, and I put some more ammonium sulfate in there since I'm not allowed to have, you know, good things like ammonium nitrate or even any kind of nitrate anymore. It's not that I'm not allowed to, I just have to get it on my own through alternative means because they just won't sell it. I'll get some before next year because I want to put in mineral nitrates rather than sulfates. Sulfates, there's a certain amount of sulfur that's okay, but after that, then you get to an excessive level, and then it's not, you know, all you're doing is just over acidifying the soil without giving it any nitrogen. This potato is still struggling. All the others seem to have given up, but this one says, yeah, no, we're not done yet. So I went and gave it a little bit of ammonium sulfate too, a little nitrogen, for that same purpose. I think I've got a total of 10 tomatoes on 2 vines, and this side over here hasn't bore any fruit anywhere along this vine going this direction, but that one over there has got them all. And if you look up real close, you notice a lot of stubby destroyed leaf stems. Well, that was those tobacco caterpillars. They got in there and devouring it. So that's why it's all looks like it's gotten snowed on, because I dusted it. Because I killed a whole bunch of them monsters. Interestingly, something, once I kill them, tends to collect them up and eat them or something. Squirrels, birds, ants, I don't know. I'm not going to complain. They're gone, they're dead. Unfortunately, we still have been dealing with the squash vine borer problem. Yesterday, though, I extricated and killed 2 squash vine borer grubs, apparently out of one plant. One I picked out, and one apparently fled when I flooded the area with hot water from my hose, because yesterday in the afternoon, as you can imagine, in the roasting sun at 100-something degrees, that hose got good and hot, and consequently, oh, there's a new flower. Boy, that's the first couple of flowers I've seen in a long time, so maybe this one's recovering. This one was, yeah, it's even got a fruit on it. That'd be wonderful. I see a male flower over there, a female flower here. Who knows, maybe a couple of them will survive. This is the one I extricated them from. It's questionable as if it'll survive, but if it's trying, that's great. Oh, that one's got a flower on it too. Good deal. So they're coming back a little at a time. And the bees are loving the melons, and so are the butterflies. These things haven't flowered any at all. I've put phosphorus on them. I won't say they haven't flowered at all. They've flowered very little. I haven't put any fruit on at all. As you see here, I laced up and trained up all my watermelon vines to try to get them all up on this frame that I put up here. And that way I can, when these things start to get heavy, I can put slings on them and tether them up. I think I've got 8 or 9 melons hiding in here now. Fruits. So there's 2 bees right there. And I think those are actually squash bees too, rather than bumblebees. The only difference really is size. Bumblebees are significantly larger than squash bees. Squash bees are, I say they're about 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch long. Bumblebees are 3/4 to 1 inch long, and They're just like a scaled up version in appearance. So there's that one melon there. So they're hanging on. You know, whether they make a lot of fruit. There's some assassin bugs. I wonder if those things are hunting or if they're attacking the vine. It was an attempt at a fruit that didn't make it. I see something up here that looks possibly like a caterpillar or grasshopper poop or something, so I gotta be on the lookout. If it's those things, I'll just have to kill them all. I'm not for sure if that's what's happening or not. If they're going in there and they don't look like they're actually attacking the... They almost look like those famed kissing bugs, which bite people on their lips, cause massive problems. They're generally the same general group of bugs, so I think they're carnivorous. I hope they're not herbivorous. In theory, they'd be patrolling and protecting these things rather than devouring them. Not protecting them because they care, just, you know, it's a good place to get what they want to eat, if they're in theory. So until I know for sure. And over the days I go through here, and as I find these getting long enough that I can wrap them around something that I can lace them to, I will pick them up and train them up this way. Get them stuffed in somewhere that they're able to keep climbing instead of laying on the ground. That's the theory anyway. There's a lot of them. And they're picking up size and scale and mass, and these leaves are getting a nice, good size on them. Some's got a little yellow to them there, so I don't know if they're short on nitrogen or what, but I'll have to look into that. I have to probably get some of the ammonia over here. Problem with ammonium sulfate is just that it's pretty aggressive compared to ammonium nitrate, as far as it's not that great of a deal for them. I don't know if I'm seeing a beet or what I'd be worried about is cucumber beetles. Those things will get in there and just devour the flowers and destroy them and make them sterile. I thought I saw something in that one flower, but not for sure. Alright, well, that's all the gardening. The Rosa Sharon, the little one, oh, look at the birds, almost on our head, little bluebirds flying right over our heads. I'm sure I wasn't aiming the camera at them, so they probably weren't visible to you guys. Sorry about that. The let me see if I can get it over here. I don't remember if I recorded this or not last week, because I don't even remember if it was happening last week. But this little Rosa Sharon here is flowering. It's not doing well because of the hot and dry. But it's got white blossoms, even though it's a child of this one. That's what I was saying, is that even no matter what color of parent, they can come out with any color of child flower. So that's the novel thing about them, is if you get one growing successfully, eventually over time you'll get all colors, just pretty much. I think that's just something about hibiscus plants in general, is that they have a really good color deviation. Although it's not as obvious with like okra and cotton as it is with actual hibiscus and actual Rosa Sharon. But and of course the sunflowers are still screaming color all over the place, and that's pretty neat. Although they're not easily seen from that angle. Looks like some of them are getting near the end of their season. Either that or they're just too dry. This butterfly weed, still trying a couple places. Here's one right here. Still trying. Despite the deer, despite the drought, still at it. The waxweeds. I thought they'd be up all over the place this year, but they're not. Very few of them. Mom wanted me to kill them off one time because she's like, oh, they're bitterweed. No, they're not. They're waxweed. Some of those other plants starting to bloom over here. Again, I don't know what they're called. So I'll just is that a no, it's some kind of flying bug. Anyhow, so these things, whatever they are, they'll flower, just a little tiny white flower, and so whatever they're called. Oh yeah, well, for the first time, I may have had something to say about this last week, but this week I got something better to show you. I mean, and people say, well, that's terrible. Well, compared to a real bloom, it is terrible. However, it's absolutely fabulous for this thing. This is the first time it's bloomed in, like they say, forever. So, it's just a thing that it's just never really wanted to bloom very much. And so it hadn't bloomed in a long time. There's another one over there on that stem. Who knows, it might bloom some more. I'll bring some more phosphorus over here. The little ones scattered around haven't bloomed yet. I don't know if they're from the root or where they're from, because if it hasn't been blooming, unless those seeds have been sitting in the ground for over a decade, I don't know where they came from. It's been so long since it flowered previously that it's hard to imagine that those are seeds unless they've just taken 7 or 8 years to germinate. Oh well, we shall see. Yeah. Now, the other stuff I've been doing this week, I catch traps down here because I caught another possum. This vise I've had sitting buried for a long time. I brought it out to do some work with it, and I needed somewhere to put it, so I drilled the holes and bolted it to this board. Now I needed something to hold on to my various parts that I've been working on. This is more of that same area of working on. And then the big achievement is that I got this whole cluster put together. Now you may or may not remember me showing you this piece in its progression. There's that clear obvious steel piece right here, then there's that piece of pipe I showed you, and then there's a socket which is I decided to weld in there permanently. One thing I can't show you from there is that there's grease inside that shaft now. So other than that, got a new belt the other day because this belt was the wrong belt for it. So we shall see. Hopefully I don't have to go back and trade that for a longer one. That's a 44 inch. If I need a 45 inch, I'll have to go back. We'll find out. Oh yeah, and let me see, before I forget, because I will. I still want to get that angle block built. And I've got it sitting here. You notice it's kind of a dull grayish, charcoal gray black. That's because of the fact that and it's flaking off. So I don't know how well I've done my job. I was trying to get it where it would plate that iron phosphate stuff on there, but apparently it's not doing the job that I wanted it to do, so I'll probably have to do something else. It's all a learning lesson for me, so I'll probably end up having to boil it. That's fine, because I got another project that I want to try to boil with phosphate anyhow, so do them both at the same time, and that should work. The light on here went out, so I can't show you this well, but it says spray lithium grease on here. I had this thing, it was stuck at 90 degrees here, like so, and that's why I was thinking I needed to build that angle block, but it turns out is these fasteners here were just not turning because they were unstuck in here, at least one of them was, so I went and re-welded them. Somebody welded them before in the past, right here. Oops, it helps if I zoom back out. So I have no idea how much of that other stuff you saw because I didn't realize it was zoomed in. Oh well, I'm too lazy to make a new report, so anyhow, so that's all welded up on both of those, and I'm in my own light. So those two nuts here control this ability to rotate over either direction. So in theory, hopefully I'll be able to use this now to work on the track loader. Over here, some gadgetry I was fooling around with, so you see the big wrench there, and this thing's out. Got this, and I built a bushing, and I was using this to hold that piece flat long enough to reference it to, so I spray masked it and stuff, and then scratched, and then went ahead and got it level so I could grind it to flatness. And this happens to already have the right size hole drilled and tapped in it, so I was just able to stick a bolt through the part through here and pull it real tight, with it all drawn in here like so. And then this piece was on here like so, and this was in there to support it central, as was this. They were in there to hold that generally straight, and I tightened it as tight as I could with that wrench without stripping the threads or deforming it, and then I went ahead and marked it and ground it, and they got it square and flush. And that's why these are here. I was trying to heat it and relax it and stuff, and maybe anneal it. I don't know. Don't know that I did it any good, but I probably made the thing worse. I should probably go ahead and case harden it. Case hardening it would make it last longer. It's just right now that I want to see how well it spins, but I can take it off and case harden it, pack it with some fine ground carbon, and roast it in a steel box for a while until it case hardens, and that'll make it much more abrasion resistant. And that's been a week's worth of work, fiddling. The reason that grease gun's out is that's when I used to fill the hub with grease, so that's why it's sitting here. Yeah, it was a productive week, and so I got a little done, not a lot. I mean, compared to what I used to do when I was young and healthy, now that I'm fat, old, and feeble. I'm not as feeble, at least, or fat, but I'm older. But anyhow, so that's all there is to say this week. I'm not going to ramble about plans. We're just going to call it here and just say I hope you have a happy rest of your Sabbath and process week, and hopefully next time I'll remember to zoom out the lens after zooming it in, so you all won't see a bunch of blurriness. And I don't know all what's blurry, but sorry about that. Maybe next time. Bye for now.